Good morning, Facebookers, lookers, and lurkers. This is Jen on this thankful Thursday morning. So after, yesterday I was in a state of shock, as most of the country and the world, when it comes to looking at who we elected as President of the United States of America. So I got to thinking about it. It bothered me yesterday, and I think that was obvious. But what I'm saying, as I marinated on it and I prayed about it, I was led to Isaiah 41, verse 10. And I'm reading from the Amplified Version, so it's a little bit wordy, but just go with it. It says, "Do not fear anything, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and be assured I will help you. I will certainly take hold of you with my righteous hand, a hand of justice, of power, of victory, and salvation." So with that, I'm like, okay, well, how does that apply now? How can that help me even now? And what we have to remember is that if the creator of heaven and earth says, I'm with you, what are you afraid of? Come on now, like that in itself ought to make you go, okay, it was a distraction, the attack of the devil came, but it was simply a distraction, because guess what? God is still God. God is still in control. And no matter who's in the White House, God still sits on the throne. And he can use any and everybody, even when we don't think that person's qualified. Guess what? Many people who were called were not qualified. They were put in positions that they had absolutely no understanding as to how anything works. But guess what? God was still able to use them. So we're going to trust that, in spite of who he is, that God can use him. As I looked back over this scripture, it says, "I will certainly take hold of you with my righteous hand." Now think about that. When my daddy tells me, don't be afraid, don't be scared, Jen, I got it. When my earthly daddy says that, I rest peacefully knowing that, my dad is in control. Now, how much greater is my God than my daddy? And if my God says, I'm going to take you by the hand, and I am still in control, and I still have your back, a hand of justice, of power, and of victory, and of salvation, man, we don't have nothing to worry about. We can rest easy, be aware, but guess what? Now is the time to say, let me get right. Let me get my relationship right. We should have been doing it all along, but if you weren't, it's time out for all that foolishness. It's really time for us to buckle down and pray for our politicians. Pray for the people who are in places of power that are able to make decisions for our nation and for, our local communities. Those that said they didn't vote because, my vote doesn't matter. If you live in any city and there was any initiative on your ballot, guess what? Your vote mattered. So you don't get to complain when the schools don't have what they need. They don't have money for books. They don't have money for classrooms. They don't have whatever. You don't get to complain. You don't get to complain about how raggedy the roads are if you didn't vote. You don't get a say. So that's really what I want to tell you. You guys, we have nothing to worry about. God is still God, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I was knocked off my game a little bit, as most people. But you know what? Rest assured, God's got us. God's got it. So with that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to get out here in this traffic, go harass my parents a little bit. And, I look forward to talking with you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in, and we will chit-chat later. Talk to you later. Bye.